So you told me both your parents had bad teeth, so genetically you were screwed.
My mother had what they call chalk teeth, which meant that her teeth would just break. And so by the time she was in her 40s, she had a double dentures up top and bottom. And my father had horrible gums that would just bleed and get in. So I was,
Perio, yeah.
I was getting,
No shot.
yeah, I didn't have any chance at all of not having horrible teeth.
Right.
And I ended up having both issues, actually, because my teeth were crappy. I don't know if it's it, but they were not good. And my gums were terrible. Like, and I was also a smoker, a very heavy smoker, so that didn't help with like gums receding and healing times. I quit smoking 3 years ago, so this all came together, thank goodness, and it healed beautifully because I had a lot of bone loss due to the smoking.
Yeah.
So I would, if I had still been smoking, it would have been a much different outcome.
Yes,
and so,
absolutely. That's like the worst thing
don't
for implants.
smoke.
I know. I gave it up years ago too.
I know.
Hardest thing to do.
I gotta be honest with you. I put them down and I never picked them up again, and I've never had an urge for one since then, and I can't stand the smell of it. Like we have neighbors that'll, and I can't.
Perfect.
Yeah. So, but that made the healing a lot better.
Yeah. So you knew you were screwed
Yeah.
when and you had implants. You said and
Yeah.
some dental work starting, and then tell me about when you went to the dentist and you figured out that your top teeth were.
Well, I went to the Forever Smile, and they did the X-rays. And Dr. Vibert came in and he said, basically they looked okay, but under the veneers, all of the teeth were rotting. And I had a couple of implants back here, which were okay, but it was basically like, well, we can do one at a time, but like, what is the point of that? Because you're just going to be back here. So my choice was, I said, I can't do a denture. I don't have what it takes psychologically to do that because it would just make me crazy. And I'd already had several implants with Dr. Vibert, so I knew he was really good. So we just, we talked with a financial aid person. I don't remember her name, but she was lovely. And we were able to get the financial backing that we were able to do it. And
So they helped you get financial.
yes, and it was, again, usually talking, to financial people, you like want to, put a bullet in your head. She was a doll. She was joking. We were laughing with her, like, and she got it done like this, and we're like, boom, here you go.
And she didn't leave it all up to you to go and figure out.
No, not at all. It was everything. They had a particular financial institute that they worked with, so it became like, okay, you're approved. Here you go. And it was like, that's a huge relief. And it's a big thing to take on. It's like taking on another car payment. But she got us the best possible like financial deal as far as like interest and all this, and it's not breaking the bank.
That's great. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So Dr. Vibert said you pretty much need a Forever Smile.
Yeah. I mean, it was pretty much, we could do one at a time, or we could just do the whole top and just get it all done. I already had 2 implants on either side, so it was just a matter of the front. So we went in there, knocked me out. I don't know how long I was in there for. But they took all the top teeth and then they immediately put in the temporaries, which were already 1,000 times better than what my teeth were before.
Right.
Because I didn't have pain. I didn't have, I could eat with cold and hot without feeling pain. And then I went home and it just was recovery, like ice on my face. And of course there was a lot of swelling, but who wouldn't expect that? It's like totally, it was nothing like, oh my God, this is terrible. And they even sent me flowers 2 days later. I got flowers in the mail from Forever Smile, like, I hope you're doing okay. And I'm like, and things like that don't heal you, but they make you feel like, I'm like, that was so sweet. I took a picture of them. I was like, this is so sweet. And they called, how you doing? So, and I think that makes a huge, huge difference because I've had doctors where the doctors are great and the office is terrible and you don't go back there. Everyone I've ever had contact with at Forever Smile is just the sweetest people. They're like my cheerleaders because you go there frequently enough and you're there every couple of weeks and they start to know you and they get excited for you as you're getting closer to getting to the permanents. They were so great. I love them.
Oh my goodness. That's awesome. I love hearing that because that's what's important. You want to go there and feel good, feel better and better and better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, they were great. I've never had, and I mean it, and I would tell you, because I'm not, I've never had a bad experience with anybody there. The people, like the assistants in when you're in the chair, like whoever, all of them are just, I feel like I know them all. You know, they're like, oh, I have a whole bunch of new friends now. They're really sweet. They really are really good.
I know. People say they feel like family in
Yeah,
there.
very accommodating to make you feel, because, you know, nobody likes going to the dentist. Everybody has anxiety about it. I mean, I was pathologically afraid of the dentist my whole life, which also didn't contribute to any great teeth because I didn't go to the dentist. So to go there and just be so warmly welcomed and talking and just chatting up like as if you've known this person for 10 years, it takes like 90% of the anxiety out of the thing.
And you had a lot of anxiety. You can stop if you want.
Okay. Yes, I have a history of anxiety.
Right. So that's really important because that's so common.
Yeah.
And that's what keeps people away from the dentist.
Yeah.
Do you want to?
No, I just wanted to make sure she wasn't messing up your equipment or going in.
all good.
Okay.
Yeah, no worries.
So yeah, I mean, I watched my mom go through a lot with her teeth, and I think that also contributed to me having like a real pathological fear of the dentist.
Trauma from your mom.
Yeah, absolutely. And then my teeth started to go downhill. Once the wisdom teeth came in and they were impacted and this and that, I could tell you a whole freaking story that you would like laugh about having a tornado warning while I was having teeth pulled and lights going out. I mean, like, this is the kind of thing that happens to me. So, you know, there's a history of trauma behind any dental work that I've had. And the one dentist that once knocked out one of my teeth, it was a baby tooth that was loose and was held in by the two adult teeth, and it was loose. It wouldn't come out because it was trapped in there, and he just walked in and went, bam, knocked it out. And then you go, well, gee, Karen, why don't you like the dentist? I don't know. Why don't I like the dentist? Blood everywhere. I'm like, anyway. So to come here and not feel like, you know, a piece of meat that you're just, or like a paycheck, you know what I mean? Like, they actually care. They tell you what they're doing. Like, for somebody like me who has a lot of anxiety, I like to know what, like, give me a step-by-step. Like, give me a mirror. I want to watch it. They tell you everything. Or this is what's going to happen. There's no surprises. There's no, like, I didn't expect this. Like, there was nothing. It was like, okay, this is what's going to happen. And they're very honest. They don't, like, sugarcoat.
So you know when something happens, it's okay because they've explained it.
Yeah.
It takes away all that anxiety.
Absolutely. And, you know, they're the kind of office where you go, you know, something doesn't feel right, I'm going to call them. And you don't feel like, oh God, they're going to, you just call them. And they're like falling over themselves to, like, get you what you need. And I mean that, like, they're very accommodating. And so, you know, which again, takes out half of the anxiety, knowing that if I don't feel right, something doesn't feel right, they're like, just come on in.
Right.
Like, because sometimes the temporaries can get loose as the swelling goes down, and as you know, they'll get, so if they start to feel that way, they just said, well, just come in. And so one day I was like, you know, it's not right, got me right in to, they just did a couple little screws. It was really weird. They take out like a little hex, you know, and that was it.
So
Never even crossed my mind at all.
why is that?
Because I can't imagine anybody else other than Forever Smile offering the kind of work that they did. And I've already had some work done with them at the Manorville office.
Right.
So, and you've heard my husband saying his friend, his temporaries were breaking and this and that. And I'm like, that's not, they put out, they're very informative and make you understand that this is like they're striving for, like, perfection. Like, they know what they're doing. They know everything, and they don't sugarcoat. They're like, this is what's going to be like. And the times that I've been to them, which have several, I was going out to Manorville for a while, like almost every week, to do different things, and they've never once said anything to me that was like, oh yeah, no, they didn't tell me that was going to happen, or they didn't say. So I knew.
You know, it's the place.
You just get a feeling of people, like a professionalism sort of feeling, and people who know that what they're doing is they're doing good. Right. And the office, I mean, it's beautiful. First of all, it's clean. The Forever Smile place is gorgeously clean. And what I love, and this is so silly, but I think a lot of people will appreciate this, I love the fact that not only is there a TV in front of you, but there is a TV on the ceiling, so that when you're laying there getting whatever, you can watch, and here's the remote and watching. So I remember when I was at one point when they were doing the scans for the permanents, I'm like watching like some Bake Off challenge, and I'm like, oh, I want a donut now. I'm like, and I don't even know what's going on. They're doing that thing, and I'm like, oh, that donut looks really good. I love that. I mean, every dentist should have a TV on the ceiling.
I agree.
Like, and you know, it's something like that just. while it's fun and it's like, yes, it also shows a level of like patient care that you don't always see, that they care about the people in the chair. Like, it's not just about let's get this done and they care. You know, I've worked in the healthcare field for a long time myself, and you know, some doctors just don't. It's like you're like a
number.
Yeah, you're just in and out. That this place, while you go, oh wow, they have a. If you think about it, what that means is that this person, and I'm guessing it's Dr. Vibert because I believe he's the head honcho guy and he's a doll. Spent the money and the thought to go, you know what, we should put these because they know people need distractions in those things. Nobody enjoys going to the dentist. I mean, unless you're weird, but most people don't like it. I mean, let's be honest.
Well, now I'm told after Forever Smile that people love going back to get there every 6 months, every year.
Yeah.
They see their family, friends.
Yeah, honestly, I don't even getting the major surgery of getting all the teeth taken out and the implants. Well, I mean, of course there was you know, of course there's anxiety there. There was not as much anxiety as there could have been if I didn't feel so confident in the people that were doing it. You know, I mean, like I know that they're gonna do right and it's gonna be good. It's just gonna be. I mean, I knew I was getting into something that was gonna take a long time. It was not gonna be. It was not a sprint. It was a marathon. And but I felt very confident. So I didn't have as much anxiety as you would think I would have had.
Well, you told me once, tell me about the anxiety that left you once you had your permanents in, and why was that?
Well, see, you start off and you have your temporaries, and you have 2 sets of temporaries, and while they're yards better than what my teeth were, there's also that worry because, you know, you still don't want to eat anything too hard or, you know, anything like a pull, because you don't want to damage the temporaries. So I'm somebody that, like, is very conscious of this stuff. So even though I was comfortable, I wasn't having any pain because, you know, the teeth were, but there was always this background worry of like, okay, don't eat this, don't eat that. Like, what if they get loose? What if, because, you know, the what if questions. What if they break? What if they, and it just was going on, blah, 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 blah. And I would find myself easily irritated just because I was, and then I got the permanence and I knew that I'm okay now. I could go eat my big old hero sandwich. And it, like that anxiety, that background chatter that had my shoulders like this, just disappeared. And it was like a full body just exhale, you know? And I came home and I was like, get me that sandwich. And now I, you know, and it's all the things. It's knowing that like, I can smile at someone that I haven't, like, I used to, you know, smile like this. So you do like a half smile. And we went to a company thing for my husband and I was like, in my head, I was doing my little half smile. And then suddenly my voice went, no, girl, you've got smile. And I was like, because I smile big. It's just the way I do. And just knowing that I could do that. And like, and it's still, I have to like consciously say to myself, like, you can smile. You can eat that burger. You don't have to cut it with a fork and knife. Like I was eating pizza with a fork and knife. And like, yeah. So like.
What does that do to your confidence level when you walk in and you know that you can smile big and it'll come right back to you?
It's you know, it's not even just a matter of confidence. It's a matter of just feeling comfortable in your own body and just with that comes across as confidence, but it's more of just like a calmness. Because you're not walking in like, you know, even with the temporaries, like, you know, because I had like a little bit of a lisp at some points because getting used to them, because, you know, it's a whole, but, you know, so you get like, you feel like self-conscious about all this kind of stuff. But just walking in and knowing that I could have a conversation with you and I could smile and I could laugh and I don't have to worry about like anything. It just...
Tell me about the sandwich.
Oh, so, you know, everybody kept asking me, what are you going to eat the first time? And I said to my husband, I go, all I want is a huge hero sandwich. Like one of them on like Italian bread. Like, so he is the chef around here. He's like, I'm going to make it for you. So he went, he bought the big loaves of Italian bread. I mean, and got all the prosciutto and all that stuff. And then, my son who does the photography. I'm like, you gotta get a picture of this. Because everyone in the office also at Forever Smile was like, what are you gonna eat? And I'm like, and they all knew, everybody there, the secretaries in the front and the back, everybody knew I was going for the sandwich. So it was weird because I'm like, I can actually bite into this, and this was like and I enjoyed that sandwich so much. I can't even tell you.
Because you couldn't open your mouth big enough?
I couldn't bite into anything because the teeth, first of all, there was the fear that the teeth would break, because what started this whole thing was that I had one loose tooth that I thought was one of my implanted teeth, and it wasn't. It was an old root canal tooth, which root canals, they don't really last. No. So I had a loose tooth. So even before the loose tooth, I mean, my teeth were not spectacular. So I never really wanted to bite into like a big sandwich like that. So then the loose tooth, obviously, it was a matter of not even just biting, but like pulling, like doing this, like, you know, you don't want to do that. Even with the temporaries, you don't want to do that because you don't want to loosen them. So once the permanents were in there, and they basically looked at me and said, you could eat whatever you want. I was advised not to eat almonds because apparently those are I don't know what it was about almonds, but apparently those were not good to eat.
Going forward or just then?
Yeah, she said, okay. You know, I said, okay, well, I could live without an almond. But she goes, other than that, eat what you want. And I was like, say less. That's all I had to hear. And he made me this sandwich, and we all had it. We all enjoyed it.
All right.
And then I put it on the Google review because
so awesome.
They all knew, like literally everyone in the office knew that I was going for the sandwich. So
let me ask you about the surgery. So were you nervous?
I mean, I guess, yeah, of course, anybody would be nervous, but not like me personally. If I didn't feel as comfortable with Dr. Vibert and the whole place, I would have been a lot more nervous. But, you know, you have the normal apprehension of like, okay, you don't know what to expect, what the recovery is gonna look like. But for being somebody who is a nervous person, I wasn't as nervous as I would have been normally. You know, like I get nervous about stupid crap, you know. But this was not that bad. And, you know, my husband was with me. They wheeled me out the back door. So, because I woke up real groggy.
Yeah.
But I really wasn't. I was normal, apprehensive about having a surgery, you know.
Right. And when they woke you up and they put that mirror?
You know what? I barely remember because I was so groggy. Like I was so like kind of dopey about it. But I do remember that, and I remember like just like running my tongue along, because like, you know, your tongue's like, whoa, what's this? You know, like, you know, you don't realize that your tongue has to like learn a new landscape, yes. You know, and it becomes something that like your tongue's like, okay, where do I lay? What do I talk? What do I, you know? So that weird things you don't expect like that, where like I said, I had trouble eating noodles for a while because I couldn't feel the noodles, because you don't realize how much feeling you have in your natural gums and teeth that tell you like what's in your mouth. Mm-hmm. So that takes a little bit of training, you know. And so all those things, they come because, you know, what your brain.
You didn't have a lot of pain or
after the surgery? I wouldn't say a lot of pain. No, it was a lot of swelling and a lot of discoloration, because it was especially in the front here, because that's where the main focus of I already had implants back here. But pain-wise, I never took, like, they prescribed pain medication, which I don't like taking. I don't like the way it makes me feel. And I completely got through it with Advil. So, you know, that tells you everything right there. So I had ice packs, like a facial ice pack that I bought that I would do like every half hour for swelling. But pain-wise, it hurts more to have a rotten tooth than this. Do you know what I mean? Like there's nothing worse than toothache pain.
Right. They say it's the worst pain in the body.
It's horrible.
Nerve pain.
I've had so many of them, it's awful. And even just the sensitivity when you drink something cold and that hits your tooth.
Right.
Do you know what the greatest thing was the other day? I ate ice cream and I bit into it and I didn't have to worry because it didn't it's like things like that you don't think about.
Right. But you appreciate now.
Oh yeah, I appreciate everything now.
Especially those sandwiches.
Oh my God, I had a hamburger the other day and I was like, I don't have to cut it up. I mean, who wants to eat a sandwich? I gotta cut the, get in with the tomato, the lettuce.
It's a quality of life.
Yeah, it is. And it takes a lot of mental stress to remember all these things. And to just be able to put that aside now and just go like, oh, we're going to eat dinner and just sit down and eat and not think about it. Because, you sit down, you eat dinner, you don't think about it. I thought about everything. I thought everything, every time I spoke, every time I smiled, every time I ate, I was constantly thinking.
Right. And you now get to enjoy your whole life. You're young, you get to enjoy your whole life like that.
Yeah.
without having to go back to the dentist for root canals and all
Oh
done.
my God. I cannot say it hard enough. Root canals are awful because they never work. You go through all of this.
And you have to end up with an implant anyway.
Yeah. You go back 17,000 times to get for one root canal, and in 5-10 years,
Well, that's why people are turned off dentists, and that's why people will not get themselves the help they need because they're afraid. And I don't blame them. Because
yeah, yeah.
people would think, I would think if a root canal hurts me that much, I'm going to now have all my teeth taken out. That's going to be excruciating. That's what people think, understandably.
yeah.
But it's not.
No, it's not. It's not, I would, I mean, odd. This is gonna sound odd, but I would sooner go through what I went through than get a root canal ever again in my life. Like honestly, the root canal, horrible, because it's a procedure that I've learned because I've had like 10 of them over the years, and every single one of them failed. So you go through all of that and the money and the pain and everything, and in 10 years. All of a sudden, 3 days before I was going to a concert, I'm like, my tooth is loose. I'm like, oh, that's great. I'm going to be at the concert singing. I'm going to shoot a tooth out at somebody. I mean, this is the kind of things, like I was so stressed.
Of course.
So
I really appreciate what you said before about more than the confidence, because everybody does talk about how they feel so much better when they walk in a room. More than that, you mentioned the sense of peace and calm, which I think is so real and important because you're relaxed now. You're not going to have a tooth fly out.
you're not spitting on people or like, because, it's like, for somebody like myself who does unfortunately experience a lot of anxiety that, it's just, I have panic disorder, I've been on medication, and I'm great now. I mean, I'm, I have a therapist who I adore. And, but to not have like anything extra that you can add on top of what it's so much worse. And I'm very body conscious. Like if something's going on in my body, I'm like hyper fixated on it. So that became my mouth. And it was so to not for years to be hyper fixated on a particular body part and then it gets fixed and I don't have to. I was like, I don't care about confidence or anything like that. Just this sense of calm and just being able to walk in a room and not have to be like, and just smile and not think about it. Just do it.
Your brain is relaxed now. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like really obvious. Like it's actually quiet, and it's like an empty space in my head now that I'm just
so
that's
in
just
tune with
there.
your body.
Yeah.
You're very in tune with your body. I mean, a lot of people aren't, but you are.
Yeah,
So
I'm.
For you, that's almost a detriment because.
Yeah, it is. Honestly, it does find that because sometimes it's like, oh, what's that? What's that? But like, it just not to have that constant background chatter of worry going on. The first, I was like, oh, so my shoulders were down, and I was not like snapping at everybody, and yeah.
Well, I'm really proud. I know I said it before, but I'm really proud of you because you
Thank
pushed past major anxiety to go.
I'm proud of myself too, and that again to me speaks to the Forever Smile and everybody there, and Dr. Vibert and everybody else, because I would not have probably done it if I didn't feel as comfortable. But they, and I told, because I know, like I said, like I talk a lot. I'm Italian. We talk a lot. You have to shut me up half the time. Sicilian, yes. So, you got to try to shut me up half the time. But, like, I told them all, I have anxiety. And they didn't coddle me. They just treated me like a human being. And, like as if they were like an old friend.
Yeah.
And if my husband would be there with me, they would be joking back. I'm just sitting here with, like, all this stuff. And they're joking. I'm like, what do you got? I'm like, hey, I'm the patient. What's it? But that's just how they are there. Like, it's not forced. It's not phony. It's not like, it's like they're just
Real people.
Yeah. And when you see people also, you see people who seem to be pretty happy in their job, that speaks a lot to their boss and the owners, because like happy employees they're happy because they're treated well and all of that. So
Wow, that's so amazing and observant of you, because I have heard that many times. People say when they walk in a doctor's office, like everybody's head is down, working, and to see people joking around and have a good time, they're happy. You want to be in a happy place where people are happy.
Yeah, and they were happy with each other. Like I had a doctor years ago that the doctor was very good. I liked her, but her office staff was a miserable bunch of people. I never went back.
And that says volumes. You're
Yeah,
right.
I didn't go back because I just didn't want to deal with those people. But because they were honestly just miserable people. You walk in there, and I'm talking not. I mean, I've been to all the offices. I've been to the Manorville one. I've been to Wading River. I've been to Hot Bog, and that goes across the board for all the offices.
Nice.
Like I've been to all of them.
Yeah.
So I have run the gamut of all of the Forever Smiles and the Pure Dental and all that. But
So, I mean, to interrupt.
Oh, no,
if
go.
you if somebody was watching this and on the fence about it, and had either fear, anxiety, financial worry, any of the above, all the above, what would you say? What would you say to me?
I would tell them they have to go for it. Just go there and make an appointment and meet Dr. Vibert and meet all the women and men and people there, because the anxiety and stress about it they will alleviate that. And the financial thing was so easy. Like I've gotten cars before and it's so difficult. There's so much pay. This was so easy. Like she did everything. She basically did everything and was chatting us up while she was doing it. We're still joking around, and then she just, here you go. Here's, you were approved. Sign there. Boom, boom. And so, we're not rich. This is an expensive procedure, but we're not hurting because of it, because they got such good financial.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Well, you were amazing. You did a great job. Thank you. Thank you. Is there anything that we didn't get to talk about that you want to?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I think I probably talked your ear off. Perfect.
You were excellent. Excellent.
I appreciate them so much, because again, just knowing what I've been through and the fear that I had to go through, and now I'm like, not only do I feel better because I know I had the teeth, but I feel better psychologically because I got through it. Like I did it and I got through it and I went for it, and they were there the whole time. You know what I mean? Like, and it was just, it all just came together. And, like I told you before, like before I had very, very long hair. So I got the teeth done, and also then I'm not going to cut the hair because I'm not using it as like a shield anymore. Like that's not my security blanket anymore, because I can actually let my face out. So it's all those besides it being more comfortable to eat and no pain, that's almost like a minor thing compared to just feeling good about yourself. Mm-hmm. And feeling calm and feeling good and just knowing that you don't have no worries. That to me is like, you can't buy that.
You can't put a price on that.
Yeah, cannot put a price on that. So, and that's what they did for me. And, of course, my husband, who is just amazing and just bought me all the applesauce and cooked all the eggs and, was, all the ice packs and everything. He's
nice.
Great. Yeah. And it was nice that they always let him come in too, like, except for when the surgery, obviously. But like whenever I would go, he came and they got to know him as much as they got to know me, like talking about something like this.
Well, yay for the caregiver.
Yes. He's awesome.
All right. What I think we're going to do is Alex is going to break down the cameras, and we're going to do what we